what is World of Tanks? World of Tanks is a free online multiplayer game which tries to recreate the tank battles of World War II. It is based around team strategy and using different historical tanks and map positions to destroy all enemy vehicles. How to play. When you begin a battle, you'll be greeted with this screen here. Some key features to notice in the battle are first, your map in the bottom right hand corner. This is helpful to locate enemy tank positions and those positions which would best support you. We will go over maps in more detail later in the video. The next key feature is the little panel in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. This panel shows your tank and what has been damaged within it. It also shows little symbols down the bottom which are your crew members. They can also be knocked out. It also shows your health, damage, and how much you have blocked. Your shells are located in the bottom middle of your screen, and the different tanks on each team are also showed on each side of the screen.
This is the garage, where all the tanks are. To start off with, we've got bonds. Bonds allow you to improve your equipment or to boost it. Next up, we've got gold. This allows you to buy any premium tank and allows you to convert experience which you have saved up by playing your tanks. Next up, we got credits. This allows you to purchase the tanks that you want, but first you gotta research them and grind them. Next up, there are 5 different classes. For example, this is a heavy tank, tank destroyer, light tank, medium tank, and SPG. They all have crew members and crew skills. Crew skills allow them to give them an extra boost to, for example, their specific role, such as a commander, gunner, driver, and loader, which can all improve the speed of the reload, the track traverse of the tank, the aiming speed of the tank, and also communication of the tank. Next up, we've got modules. For example here, as soon as you buy a tank that you never had, you'll start off with the worst items or worse modules. What you want to do is normally research everything so you get the full advantage of the tank. So it makes it easier to research to your next preferred tank or a better one. Next up, we've got your name and obviously maybe a clan that you want to join, which I have. You got the server you're in, the store, which tells you when the specials are, discounts, and everything like that. We got the store where you can purchase everything to shells, equipment, modules, and consumables, and vehicles. Depot, you got the same options, but you're allowed to sell them. So for example, you have your tanks that you own, and you maybe want to check the price or you want to sell it. This is another way of doing it. We've got missions, you've got events which go on and give you decent items that are worth quite a bit. Missions give you more rewards, and this is just for the specific tank. The specific mission for your tank that you can do. Campaign is where you would have to use your 5 classes to earn the special reward tank, and you'll have to complete 15 missions for each class. Service record will give you all the stats of your account and also stats about your vehicle. The tech tree. This is where you can find all the nations provided. And for all nations, it will start off from tier 1 all the way to T10, which is a max. For example, this is Russia, Germany, USA, UK, and French, and obviously the newly added ones. Next, we'll talk about the importance of the vehicle. So first up, you got shells. There are different base shells you can get. It's either AP or APCR. For this tank, you've got APCR. The normal rounds give you the base penetration of the tank, which allows you to, do damage to any other tank on the battlefield. What the second shell does is either heat or APCR again. It adds more penetration to your shell, which makes it easier to penetrate the tanks that you wouldn't be able to. HE is more of a last resort if you can't penetrate with heat. I mean, no matter where you hit it, you'll do damage, but not really much, as it has a low penetration but a bigger explosion. We've got consumables, which help the tank a lot. So we got a small repair kit, which you can select what you want to repair, for example the tracks, gun or turret. First aid kit is to, when the crew members get injured by one of the shots, you can heal them and pretty much put them back to life. And a fire extinguisher is, for example, you get set on fire and you want to put it out, you would either get an automatic one which does it for you, or a manual one where you have to press one of the keybinds that you have selected to. Over here, lastly, we've got the statistics of the tank. For example, the firepower, survivability, mobility, concealment, and spotting. Each tank has different stats towards what class they are in.
Maps. In World of Tanks battles, you will always be put into a map, which will ultimately decide how the game progresses, and where you, in your class of tank, should look to go. For example, here we can see Jaden in a heavy tank, on the map Pillarson, which contains a lot of cover, meaning he can use his armor effectively, which would best support the heavy tank class. Heavy tanks on this map, you should always look to go down the left-hand flank of the map, as it gives good cover in the form of buildings and rubble. As another example on Swamp, here we can see the map is more spread out, meaning different locations provide long-range engagements which would best be suited for tank destroyers, lights, and medium tanks. World of Tanks consists of two teams trying to either destroy all the enemy tanks or cap out the enemy base, which is done by positioning yourself inside the enemy circle and staying inside for a certain amount of time. For you to have the best chance of winning any battle in World of Tanks, you must follow some simple rules. First, depending on what class of tank you are, you must play out their specific role. For example, if you're a heavy tank, you have to tank damage for your team as well as push through your flank with powerful guns. On the other hand, if you are in a light tank, your job is to spot the enemy vehicles for your team so they can get early shots on them as well as see where each enemy tank is going. To encounter an enemy tank, you have to know where to shoot them so that you have the best chance of penning them. For example, if I am coming up against any tank, there are generally a few main weak points. First, there is the lower plate, which usually is the main weak point on any tank. Here we can see the frontal armor profile of the E100. As you can see, the main weak point of the tank is its lower plate, as it's only 240mm thick, compared to its upper plate, which is around 300 to 400mm thick. It's important to shoot these tanks in weak locations, as it gives you the best chance of destroying them. In conclusion, if you like World War II tanks and where you can get to use them in battles that try to replicate how they would play out in real life, or if you like a game with lots of destruction, strategy, and teamwork, then I would highly recommend downloading this amazing free-to-play game called World of Tanks. I hope to see you in the next video of the WOT Analysis Introductory series.